Everybody, I've got the next journal with me, and it is 8 1/4 by 5 3/4. And I put this fabric is what I made the cover with, and then I covered it with a big piece of lace, and I didn't trim off the edges. I just wanted it to kind of flop over here and there. Got a big piece of fabric behind it with some, just all different, a collage really of different fabrics, some laces, some texture, some duck cloth there. And then I put some cloth fabrics here with a little fabric flower and a bow. And it's a nice big piece of sari silk with a two pretty ladies. And there's the spine. And there's the back. You can really see how pretty that is. It has been coffee stained, the fabric, as well as the pages. This is my more grungy one. And I put a gray stripe back here with some different fabrics and some little flowers. And then this pocket matches the cover, and I just put a safety pin with a bead and a button. And this is all purposely stained. And then this, I know y'all have seen these before, but it opens up so you get all this space for journaling in the back. And if you wanted to add more stuff in there, you could. Nice little holder with a coffee dyed paper and a real pretty stamped image. I'm not going to make y'all watch me tie that up. This has got stamping and inking and torn pages, and I inked the edges heavier in this book. I thought that was appropriate because it said journal. But just some really nice edging going on in this book. Got a stamped flower here. That's the stitching from the other side and a little card. And over here we've got a yarn bow with some different fabrics and a little image here and then some lines that I just stamped on, and then I stitched the side there. It's kind of a chocolate brown, a milk chocolate brown. Real pretty with the grunge. This is a pocket with some ladies on it and a gazebo stamped in the background with a little piece of book page there. And 2 cards. Then some leaf stitching, a heart stamp, and a little flower there. Nice, nice, nice edges. Can y'all see that? Yummy. I love edges like that. And that just lifts up. I had a lady ask me, and you know, I have the memory of a sieve, so I can't remember your name, but I'm sorry, but she asked me how I did this. And what I do is I just take a paper towel or a brush, whatever I have on hand, and I wet the edges with coffee very lightly. Don't go crazy or you're going to rip your entire page. And then, you know, just maybe about that far in, like a ½ inch in. And then I just tear it. And it does its thing. If it starts, this is the stain from where it'll stain it too if you do it in coffee. And it'll stain it with water, but just not as heavy. But you just rip, you know. But if you get it too saturated inside the page, it's going to take that whole section that's wet, because there's no way for you to hold a wet piece of paper and pull it, you know. So when you go to rip, if you're soaked into here, it's going to take into there at some point. See, I got a little soaked. See what I'm talking about? It's cool as long as it doesn't end up in here. You've lost your page. So that's how I do that. Have fun. Do a little experimenting on your own. See what you get. A little postcard tag here. And this is just a collage of 2 pieces of paper that I really liked with the stitching. Different fabrics over here. It says grateful. Little piece of a book page, some stamping, and a little card. And that's the stitching from when I went around the card. A little clock here. Bunch of stitching there. Bunch of yumminess on the sides and at the top too. I would just be hesitant of doing that technique near the spine because you rip it up too far, you have no way to attach it without making additional holes in your pages. So you got to be careful of the spine. Little mini pocket here with some rosettes and some duck cloth and 2 cards. A little soft image here. And some lines stamped there. Piece of ephemera. And some paper with a little card that's been stitched around. Very pretty lady. Part of that book, that catalog book, ephemera, the real deal. Nice card there. See how that just blends in really nice? It's real faint, but I actually just adhered it on top. Piece of a dictionary page up there. That's a neat place to put a little something and then write further down. Some stitching here, part of a clock. Piece of ephemera. This looks like a lady in her living room by the fireplace. This pocket matches the cover fabric. And it's got some cheesecloth and different fabrics and laces and a little yarn flower. And inside I put a big card. And you've got your stamping up here and your sewing over here. And then I put this card in there. It's some burlap and some laces. And this is cardstock. Pretty flower. Bunch of different fabrics here. A little card there. And that's from the stitching from the other side. I like to use those sometimes to put a little mini photograph of whatever, you know, that I'm writing about. And it just kind of gives it like a little frame. Got a birdie up here and a flower and the crackling. This is a little tuck spot here. It's a tag that has a music stamp on it and then another little mini tag on top of it with part of a crochet doily and some little birdies. And this is a card. And another little card. Little mini tuck spot. Some flowers. I just love this. These are my favorite. My absolute favorite. They're just different. You never, no 2 of them can possibly be alike, you know, because, well, number 1, I can't remember what I did yesterday. And number 2, you know, it just depends on what I have in my stash or on my table. It's how I like to clear my table off. You know, I mean, I have stuff, and I mean stuff. I'm your typical crafter of all the photos you've seen. I have it all in front of me so I can pick some here, pick some here, pick some here, you know, to add. This is from an old hymnal book that I have in a bunch of different fabrics and a yarn flower. A little fan. A set of binoculars and some flowers there. Little mini pocket with a lady. And a card, and it's the matching fabric to the cover. And 2 little mini cards. That's got some sparkly sequins on it. I love that. You know, it's funny. You go like to Joann's or Hobby Lobby and you buy some yarn, and when you finally run out of it and you go back, you think they have it? Oh, no. I have learned that if I really like something, I better go back the next day or buy a bunch at that time. You know, so because once that's gone, it's gone. I don't know why they don't keep reordering. You'd think once I emptied out the bin that they would say, hey, this sells. But nope, that's not how it works. Got an image here of ladies getting dress fittings. A little image there and some stamping, stitching. Lots of places to journal. And I try to add like little things here and there to kind of make you put something here and then journal in another way. So your pages, when you journal in them, come out unique and pretty. and different, you know, instead of just having a full page. Sometimes, and it used to be that way with my art. Boy, I'm a chatty Kathy today. Used to be that way with my art, too. I would look at a blank page and go, okay, what do I want to do with that, and how can I make that different? You know, so that's what I think when I look at these books and book pages. What can I do that makes it a little bit different so when you write, you get a different book than your standard book? Look, a mini tuck spot there. Another mini tuck spot with a butterfly and some laces and some fuzzies and part of that catalog. And Sammy Joe just wants to be in every video today. Shh. Another little envelope image there. Shh. Mama's videoing. Another card there. This is a bunch of different fabrics. No refunds, no exchanges, which I thought was hysterical. Little matching pocket of the fabric cover, and then it's got some crocheted stuff and some laces and some buttons. And then I put in a nice envelope. I love these things. And it's just all stamped, and it's got, these are real stamps, and then it's stamped with other things too. And it's opened at the top, like it's been opened with a letter opener. And that, oh, let's turn it that way. I want to see the stamps. I like the stamps. And then I put in a little mini booklet, and it's just got some different pages in it that you can write on. Shh. You know, I'm tapping my foot on the floor. Do you think they're paying attention? No. Piece of ephemera here. Another card for journaling that's very faintly lined paper. I like that too because, you know, after I've written on it, and I've done it numerous times after you write on it, you don't see the lines at all, so it looks like you write perfectly straight. So I like that. Another part of a book page here, a little bird cage. Piece of that ephemera. You can get a durable cowhide portfolio for $5.59. Awesome sauce. Some ladies here. A little mini pocket here with some threads and a little punched flower that I used. Pretty lace. And then I put 3 cards in here. 3 little minis. Little mini cards. Another pretty image here. Piece of ephemera. Another piece of ephemera. Y'all are just impossible today. Say hello to everybody. Another image there. This flips out for extra journaling. That's the stitching from the other side. I put this in here. This was in my stash from a book that I still have. But I like it because it's dated April 1955. And it's actually from that time period. So I thought, you know, that's kind of cool. Another couple of pages there. Different fabrics with a gold bow, and it says Grateful stitching. A flower stitching. This is kind of neat. This is a double pocket. It's got a letter here. And this opens up. It's made from a coffee filter. Lori Girl on the Ridge brought that back. Somebody had done it, I'm sure, a long time ago. I'm convinced there's nothing that hasn't already been done out there. You know, it's kind of like remaking movies. Somebody's done it at some point in time. But this is from a coffee filter, and it's really cool. And it makes a nice little tuck for some little minis. And then 2 of the Tim Holtz stamped cards. Well, the stamps, and I made cards out of them. And some different fabrics here. And a nice little definition. This is a card here, and it's a nice definition of the word tea. And that folds down. Another little mini pocket. part of a dictionary page. And it's got a couple of cards in there. This is got a writing space on the back. It's been stenciled. And then you've got a little mini tuck in case you need to hold something. So you can tuck something there. And then I put one of these little slider cards thingies in there. And it's just a brad that's holding it all together. And this is a nice big journaling card here with some additional coffee dyed papers under this paper clip. And then it's got a bunch of different fibers, sari silk, cheesecloth, yarn, all kinds of stuff. And it holds another card over here. And this is a card that's adhered down with the stitching from the other side and a flower, a stamped flower. And then the back is like the front. I didn't put anything on it because I really thought it was pretty by itself. But I did add the charm, and I just put a little oval-shaped pearl on the safety pin. And inside, I put a nice sized booklet, and this is tied with twine. And on the front cover, it has, well, if I can get it undone, it has part of a crochet doily in a pearl. And then some used red papers, but it's got all different kinds of papers in here. Just different, this is pockets if you need them. And yeah, this, you would slide, well, there we go. It is. Well, maybe this is too big, but you slide back like that. Another pocket over here. It's in a little envelope. Did I leave it open at the top? Nope. Little card there. Just a bunch of different things to write on. I won't make you watch me tie that one up either. So, there's the back again. And like I said, I did coffee stain it, and I just let the lace hang it over. And there's the front again. And I think I have one more video to do for this Friday. So I will see you very shortly. Bye-bye, y'all.